said, boom. What?
Number 4 radio data.
What right there?
If I ever made you a leader, just know
What
that
right is that? Hold up. D, what's up, my nigga? What happened? I'm in the beat. You hear me? Had to make this shit work, bro. Gotta make this shit work, right? It's Friday. Everybody still be feeling good. I said, boom. Get that thumbs up, my nigga, on my YouTube and shit. Look, my nigga. I want you and whoever hit it live, bro, to make this make common sense that what I'm telling you ain't the truth. Law school. I want to goddamn make this make sense. How in the hell is what I'm saying? These people been in the background, rocking with each other, writing these world scripts, including religion, that space shit, and a whole lot of more shit that I'm gonna bring out. Make it make sense that Solomon's temple, King of Judah, Judaism, Solomon temple. They ain't never find no remains of it. They came out alive and said they tried to they will find remains of the Noah's Ark. They will find the remains from Solomon temple, but when the people investigated, they were lying. So they ain't never found no direct remains, but you can go and find all these Egyptian shit though. You can find all this shit that we got that'll connect us to the Egyptian. Only thing they find that's positive information is the shit that come from our bloodline. The true Hebrew, the true mound builder. The technology for that shit came from the Americas and everything. That Egyptian shit, that's American shit. And some more of that shit over there is American shit because we came around on that 33rd parallel and built structures around that piece. We already understand all that. I'm trying to stay on point. Make it make sense that Solomon Temple will be found far east in Japan. And what I'm saying ain't true. Well, maybe they just wanted to have the same kind. Why would that make sense to have a building, a structure built? See, how would that even make sense? Put it up. No R's in check. No R's in check. No R's in my check. No lady don't like R's in my check. But appreciate you though. I know. I'm trying to see. Make it make sense that a Shinto shrine, will be built with the same architectural blueprint of Solomon's temple. The same exact layout and everything. I got the upper end, you know what I'm saying? If they ain't in cahoots and running scripts from the background, bro. Japanese, they Shinto, they believe, and then the only other connection between them is Buddhism. Because they run all the Mongolian religion, and the Jews run all the religions of the world on this side, from the Middle East. They run it. They in a synagogue somewhere together, plotting and planning and doing this shit for world power, bro. For world power, bro. Man, niggas been going inside them goddamn pyramids and tombs over there in Egypt. When they start writing this shit. They supposed to translate. They translate the books of Moshe, aka Moses, or Moshe. Huh? That's our dialect, that's our tone, that's people use. Moshe. Who they say they transliterated his name into Moses. What? To make him be comfortable water. The Pharaoh daughter would probably have been upset. Poured out water and raised him as her own child. So why would you go against him? And they put him in a high place as priest. Why would you go against him for his own people? scrolls that they got them translating from and transliterating from is rolling Paleo Hebrew. And that's our shit. All the way down to the Phoenicians, Canaanites, that's our shit. They ain't know how to do nothing, right? Agriculture, architecture, they ain't know about none of that shit until they met you, bro. Until they met you, bro. Yeah, until they met you, bro. Language, all that shit came from you, bro. But make it make sense that the Solomon Temple would be found in Japan. But you can't even find it in the Middle East where we searched where it was known and said to be at, right? In Jerusalem, Bethlehem, right in the Middle East. Why you can't find Solomon's Temple, bro? But you can find it in Japan. How would they get the blueprint? Who gave them the blueprint if they ain't cahoots? How? Make it make sense. I don't give a fuck if it was one built just like it or whatever. How would you get the blueprint to build? Why would you want to build your temple as a Buddhist or a Shinto? Why would you want to build your temple like a Jewish temple? Why would you even want to do that? That's not your religion. That's not your religion. Why would you want to do that? What make it make sense? Why would you even want to do that? You got your Then I tell you they started building. I told you, I said, bro, they started building structures that they shouldn't be. You had to know how to build. Remember I told you that? Put an 8 in that bill. I told you that. You still didn't know. Then I tell you that? I said they started building structures that they shouldn't have the know how to build them. But they do. That's why I told you. I said that's why our technology and shit is over there. They got all the lasers. Yeah, I told you. I told you they started building structures. So they be goddamn telling on themselves, but people don't be catching. And see what they gonna do? They gonna hide themselves, and they gonna play the goddamn background role. They gonna play the background role, just like a nigga like me, right? Yeah, I'm gonna get 30 bricks from these niggas. They want me to sell them, but look, I ain't gonna sell them. I'm gonna get this little young nigga like this, little young nigga sell it. So when the heat come down, he got to do the explaining. I don't want to be known. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. But it's my shit though. See? And that's how they run their scripts. But now that they've been caught, you done gave them the script. But you got Solomon Temple over him. But you gonna let him do the explaining why they can't find it in the Middle East. But we don't never supposed to find you out. But your dumb ass went over there and built that shit over there. Because y'all in cahoots. And see, y'all got the strides. And see, this is the start of the masonry. Y'all was already in secret. Y'all was in secrecy, and how y'all was gonna plot up and take over the world on a synagogue and a shrine where y'all was in cahoots with this shit. And that temple being in Japan shows that y'all was in cahoots, bro. Shows that y'all was in cahoots. See? Make it make sense. I hope I ain't going too fast. They always gonna make these people. They always gonna make the other cultures look stupid, but they gonna give them the technology. They gonna be the brains behind it, all that shit. They gonna throw the rock and hide their hand. So when you do go to looking dumb, see you look dumb when somebody like me or somebody other people along the time come and figure out that you full of shit. Now you got to explain your lie and explain your script, and they don't want to be the ones out to explain it. But they feed the script to you. Just like Hollywood, it's the world script. They feed the script to you. And then when the people do find it out, you got to do the explaining too. See? You got to do the explaining to the world. All you know, you got the technology from him. Why did? Why went over the tell you? Why went over the tell you? That's just like the space shit. See, let's go to the space shit. I'm gonna show you. Now, why wouldn't Japan or China go to the moon first? If they the ones got the technology, if they the ones selling the rocket launching pads, everything to do with going to space, they got the technology and they sell it to them. Why wouldn't they just go up there first? If it ain't a script. Why wouldn't they make that great feat for themselves? Give them the technology for the green screen, to fake this shit, show them how to fake it, give them the technology for them to go fake this shit and all this shit. Why they just ain't go land on the moon for themselves if they got the technology? Because their technology is animation. That's their technology, how to trick the world. Annie up. Their technology is animation. That's their technology. And they let the other cultures use the animation to run their scriptures and trick the world. And they amen it with their scientific fact, because the Japanese scientists are the leading scientists in the world. So if the Japanese do this right here, watch it. The Japanese scientists, when they do that right there, they mean it's stamp. Ain't nobody gonna question them, because they both the smartest motherfuckers in the world. And they the leaders of technology. When they amen that shit, it's amen. Because they're the leaders of technology. But that technology is animation. And they animated this whole world. And they the key to all this animated shit. There's some things you know in this world fake. Everybody ain't got the whole picture. You know this fake, you know this fake, you know this fake, but all of it is fake, bro. It's an animated world. The globe is CGI. Cause the dude who made the globe said it's Photoshop. It has to be. Yeah, why it has to be? Because it's a green screen. All that shit come from the Japanese, bro. All this shit come from the Mongolians. Make it make sense that Solomon Temple is found in Japan. Now it ain't nowhere in the Middle East where it should be at. But they got a temple, see. They got a temple just like the motherfucker in Japan. And what I'm saying ain't the truth. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense, man. Somebody make that shit make sense. When you make it make sense, make it make sense, man. Cause they in cahoots. Cause it's a screw. Cause they been in cahoots. And they run all the religions and all that shit. The Jews run all these religions. And they got their steroid in the Jew back. The Jews are part of the Shinto covenant. And they run all the Middle East, them East Indians, them Buddhas and them Christians. They run them too, so that's why they inherited Buddhism into the shit too. Them the same motherfuckers, they the original Indians. That's over there in Burma, it's against the law. They won't even let them over come see their remains and shit, because you're gonna find so much of your shit over there. That's where Birmingham get its name from, Burma. You can't even go to Burma and somebody can investigate looking at shit. But they know you're gonna see yourself over that bitch. Annie up. That's all. That rights is basically what I want to get out. That's all I want the right to get off on today. I just want to put a question out on you. And I want people to get down, compare this bitch, listen to this bitch, and make it make common sense. That's all I'm saying. Why would a Jewish temple from Judah and the Israelites be found in Japan, bro? Why would they even get them the architectural blueprint to copy Solomon's temple? Why would Solomon have their magic carpet ride? Alibaba and the 40 thieves, the genies with the turbans and riding on magic carpets and shit. Don't do that. Don't do it like that. Just let them do it right. Don't do it like that. Don't tell them that Solomon had a 60-mile by 60-mile square carpet that was magical. That he can pick his whole entourage up on. 60 miles by 60 mile carpet. That he can live his military, his servants, everything up and fly and go land in other lands. So I guess his magic carpet landed in Japan. I guess his magic carpet ride landed in Japan. Make it make sense. I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. I'm gonna stay on point. Cause y'all in and out. I want y'all to make that shit make sense. Y'all won't even type in this up. Y'all be coming here this. Make it make sense. Solomon, king of the Judea. Harriman built was the great Brazil. He wasn't no Japanese. Harriman built was a Brazil who built all this stuff for him. And then he gave Harriman built so much land to go and build other cities. And they built so many cities. But it's strange that we can't find nothing from Harriman built cities. No bricks, no stones, no temples, no artifacts. Can't find Solomon shit nowhere. Because he took a magic carpet ride to Japan, bro. How that happen? Make it make sense. Hey, baby, how you doing? Birthday to Mother Lady 3GD in the building. Hey, baby, I'm birthday. My life. What's up? I'm trying to get them to make this shit make sense to me, baby. I'm just not telling them about the magic carpet that Solomon had. And we know the enemy is the rest of the Mongolian. They come with the genie and the flying carpet with the turbans on their head, Allah Baba and the 40 thieves, magic carpet rides and shit. See? So you mean tell me Solomon had a magic carpet? Yeah. That ain't no connection. That ain't no connection. Y'all make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Make it make common sense, because that's one thing they don't want you to have. That's what you're killing with common sense. Y'all got a connection. Y'all sit back. This the start of the Masonry shit. Y'all secretly in temple somewhere in cahoots, writing and doing this shit. Yeah. But see, when you get to the second degree Mason, you get to the third, you become a shriner. See, Moses temple is a shrine. See? And it's in Japan. And then you get your sword. You get your Japanese sword and shit. When you become a shrine, see? Here's the secret mystery. But the biggest mystery they got is the sun. The Japanese say the sun is a goddess. They're the first ones I heard say that shit. And they say they supposed to nourish and take care and make the whole earth flourish and be stupid. They saying the same. See, that's our sacred shit. That's the Hebrew sacred shit. They got our most sacred shit. They got our most sacred shit, and they turn it into animistic. Being animistic. That's them. That's why I say anio. They done turned our shit. They done turned animism into their shit. But the shit they teaching is the same shit that we were teaching over here. To always take care of the earth. Because the earth take care of us. And take care of everything upon it. The animals, the people, the land. Yeah, that was our job. That was what we were dedicated to do. And that's what they say. What are they doing? They got all the money in the world. We owe them trillions of dollars. So nobody be starving if they really, truly holy people like they say. That's why I used to get mad when I used to see them Africans on TV. You starving to death and these people, somebody want us to send money here. Y'all got the money to help me. Y'all print the money to help them folks out. But y'all on their land profiting like a motherfucker. Down in the Congo, where they got their rubber industry at, you got Goodyear tires, you got Yokohama tires, rubber industry, profiting like a motherfucker. Everything I see, I ain't riding on rubber. I'm riding on rubber right now. Not alone, rubber gloves and all other rubber shit that's out here. Basketballs, all this rubber. And them people in the Congo still starving right now. They getting all that shit off their land because they went up. Those up north, that's them Belgians and all them. See, went down to the Congo and took all that. Why they ain't got no temples and shit in Belgium and pyramids and shit in them? Them Africans ain't built that shit. You built that shit. You the Egyptian. But fuck all that. Why the hell is Solomon temple out in Japan? I don't care if it's a copycat version. How do you get the blueprint? Why would you build a Jewish temple on your land that you shit to? You got a whole, you animistic. You got a whole different set of values, religions, laws, and everything else. Why would you want to build a Jewish temple over there and put it in the background? Chapter for world dominance and world power and brainwashing. Y'all make it make sense. They should have been the first one to shoot to the moon. Why? Because they sold all the rocket launching pads. They sold the technology. They're the first one you seen on TV with a rocket, bro. Living all off in the volcanoes. I went back and showed y'all this shit when they came in. When they came and ran the script, they invented the motherfucking Martian. The meteorites, they were faking meteorites that were hitting the earth. All this shit come from them. Animation. They're the kings of animation. He got the most advanced technology that make you believe some animated shit. They didn't even say God. But not God, the Son. They said Son. The Son is what called is the animator of us. To make us get up and move around and function. He animate us and put us in motion. Because he give us life. So they imitate God in their own way. They gonna give you life through their animation. They got their own son. All the Mongolians got their own son. Why? Why you gotta imitate God? You done took the rising sun and say hid in the cave, and your God is released and restored light to the earth and lit the earth back up. So now you the God of animation, and everybody believe your story. That's why niggas believe in the moon landing, all that shit. Folks ain't never went and landed on the moon. If somebody would have went and landed on the moon, it should have been you because you got the technology. Why would you sell the technology to someone else? You know why? Because when somebody figured it out, you ain't got to do the explain. You don't want to be the one to have to explain. That's why you hide the location of Japan and try to say, oh, now you're straight as a milk. Because you're trying to hide yourself. Because you don't want to be who found out. Because you the one behind all this shit. Add it up. You the one behind all this shit. And now, when somebody else be made you look like a fool, you got to goddamn settle some more technology and amen, some more equations, and your scientists got to go and bail them out. The same way Obama went and bailed the breakers out after they did all that shit to these people, high mortgage rates and all that shit. Everybody was fucked up. He went and bailed the bankers out instead of helping the people and bailing them out of those damn contracts. And damn, they left a whole lot of people homeless and shit. But you got to be one to bail them out. You got to come up with some more equations, some more technology. You got to seep some of that more of that shit you got over their heads. You got to seep some more of that shit out to protect your folks. Because they done been found out. But you ain't gonna be found out because you gonna play the background. You gonna sell the technology to them. And when they want the niggas say, man, these niggas ain't been to no moon. You ain't gotta do no explaining. You ain't gotta do no explaining. But I remember you shooting up out of rockets and living in volcanoes and all that shit. That was your first shit. I remember all the monsters you created. See what I'm saying? All the alien monsters and Martians and all. You created all that shit. And you got out of there and started selling them the tech. Now you made so much money we can get out of there and start selling other people the technology to televise this shit and make money off of it. And then years on down the line, y'all start making animation and fake shit become a reality. All that shit supposed to be up on a science fiction. All that shit was science fiction shit. And then y'all made that shit a reality as time went on. And you in the background getting all the money. Even the nuclear bomb screw. It's a screw. That nuclear shit fake as hell. I'm gonna play the video later on this weekend sometime to prove that shit fake too. So y'all scared of that shit. Y'all think that shit real. Y'all think they really want to fight and stop Iran from making nuclear bombs. When they already was in contract that Trump brought them back out of. He reneged on the contract. The folks already had contracts and all that shit, man. And then all that shit fake. They ain't have enough plutonium to make the goddamn nuclear bomb even blow up. At the time they already said they needed 6-7 more years of collecting plutonium to even test the shit, to even make it blow up. And then 6 months later, they goddamn dropped the bomb and blow it up with that fake TNT and that green screen shit, switching the screen, animated shit. But now we owe Japan all this money for bombing them with a fake nuke. And that's why we supposed to owe them all this money. And now we in debt forever. That's what they call covenant. That's a covenant debt. See, that's the covenant. And the Jew is in a covenant. The Jews' covenant is with Japan. If not, why would their most sacred temple be found in Japan? Why? I'm gonna talk this shit today. I want y'all to make it make sense. I'm gonna stay on just one point. Make that make sense. And these spam risk me. Don't spam risk me. Make that shit make sense. Make that shit make sense. Solomon Temple. I don't give a fuck, it's a duplicate. How you get the blueprint? Why would the Jew give you the blueprint to their most sacred temple? Why would you have the holiest of the holiest? You got all, it's the same layer. I got the screenshots, I got all the information, but y'all just go look it up for yourself. So you can get it. See, once you put your thumb on it for yourself, you got it. Damn, listen to me. Make unfair be the light, y'all say here. Cause I've been on their shit. I've been on their ass. I just be waiting on some key points to come out so I can point that shit out. See? They in cahoots.
You have a mind. Take a slight right.
They in cahoots. All the religions of the Western world, all from the Middle East to the Western world, all of them go up on the Jew. Because of the story that Moses was a Jew. And they the ones who wrote the story. I'm trying to tell you. And they transliterated it from the writings of Moses, allegedly. And then the writings of, but it was a writing of Moshe. It was a writing of Moshe. I showed y'all the goddamn screenshot where they said they transliterated his name. That ain't even his name. His name is Moshe. See? And they transliterated his name. They transliterated the damn story to fit them, to make them be you. They ain't the Hebrew, you the Hebrew. And it's written in Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew. Why is Moses writing in Paleo-Hebrew and he was raising all the rays of the Egyptians? Because the Egyptians Paleo-Hebrews, and that's your bloodline. Because the Egyptians Paleo-Hebrews, and that's your bloodline. Catch them apples. Because the Egyptians Paleo-Hebrews, and that's your bloodline. That's why. Because the Egyptians came up with the Paleo-Hebrew symbol, signs and symbol, which later on came the Phoenician alphabet, because that's what they used out of Canaan. That's what Moses used. That script, that shit that was transliterated and translated. That's what it was written in. Why wouldn't it be written in metal and hieroglyph and all this shit? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? Because that's the Egyptian writing. If it is. Because all that shit is the same shit. All them pictographs and all that shit is the same shit. All that shit is Paleo-Hebrew. All that shit is Paleo-Hebrew. See? How would Moses be out there writing to the Israelites because he looked in the mirror like you need to do and recognize your people to be beloved and divine because we are? Why would he be out there? Because he seen his people. They transliterated him into a story. They transliterated him into a story to connect the Jew to it, the Israelite to it. The Israelite is a Jew, not a Hebrew. We the Hebrew. And I just want you niggas down there. I just want you to know the truth. You live your life how you want to live, but just know the truth. The main thing, teach your children the truth. Teach these babies the truth. Teach these babies the truth of who they are. They the divine people of this world. You know what makes me divine? Because you had the heart to try to feed the whole earth. But now, Japan say that's their job to feed and take care of the whole earth. That's their job to be the rising sun. That's why I told you, that's our God on that flag over there. They ain't got to bleed like hell over there. They got the sun bleeding on their flag. They got our God bleeding. He ain't on no cross, but he bleeding on that flag. That red sun on that goddamn flag. That's the God of nature, bro. And they took the whole shebang. I mean, when I said the whole, when I told you the whole kitchen in Kabul, that's what I meant. They own the whole thing. And right now, I'm out here picking this car right now, and I gotta pay taxes to repay a debt that could never, ever be repaid. What that mean? That means you are a covenant nation. That means that you have admitted that you're in a debt, a commitment that you can never repay. See, I was born into this shit. I was born into this sin, bro. I ain't collected debt, right? I collected the sin. Once they made you say, you won't. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm coming. Once you forgave them, y'all don't remember the prayer changed up. Well, please forgive our trespasses, and we forgive the ones that trespass against us. That's the right to be on your land. Now you're gonna pray and forgive them for trespassing on your shit. And then they changed it up and said, please forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors, the ones we indebted to. They changed a whole lot of shit up, like slave, obey your earthly masters and a whole lot of shit. Damn, what the fuck we were right about? Damn, what the fuck we were right about agriculture, man. We were teaching these people how to irrigate lands and curb waters and make water supply to further the land and make the lands moist enough to plow and sow the seed. That's where the alphabet comes from. They even said the laborers made the alphabet. The laborers made the language because they had to work together. They had to understand each other. So they making up the language as they work. The ox and the plow gonna be the first thing they gonna communicate. Them go horns out think they be throwing they out think that's Illuminati shit. You see a nigga throw them goddamn, you see them nigga throw them 2 fingers up. You see a nigga throw that shit up. We think it's even all that shit. That's the first letters. Them the first letters. See? That's the ox and the plow. Man, gotta tilt this soil to sow the seed. We ain't on no planet, but we planted the earth. We ain't on no damn planet. We planted the earth. Our ancestors ain't never said anything about no damn planet. All that shit came later on down the line with the Greeks. We shouldn't believe them the Greeks say, bro. But I'm gonna get up off this bitch. I can't, you know what I'm saying? My baby and them, I can't concentrate. My baby's so sexy. She's so sexy. So sexy, baby. Gonna bring you some money to me, right? Fuck all that. But I want y'all to make that make sense, though. Anybody, make it make common sense that Solomon Temple will be found in Japan. It been found out by other people, but it been found out in your generation by Unfeed. And I don't play, man. I don't play about this shit. Make that shit make sense. And them chapter Jews they in the background playing games with the world. They done ran the space group. They done put a pole. They let the North just do it up. The North come in and take the star and says a pole line up with it. And niggas be looking for the North Pole ever since. I'm like, what the importance of the North Pole? So I go and find out and research what the importance of the North Pole was, because the pole's supposed to have some magnetism. It's supposed to be some type of axis pivot point for the stars to circulate around. The stars ain't circulate around no damn pole. The pole is imaginary just like the equator. The nigga, I showed y'all the nigga who made that shit up. I told you the pole is in the word Polaris. It ain't no star Polaris. It ain't no North Star. So you gotta stop calling that shit because you give power to them by calling it North Star. Hint. Shout out to my nigga over that car. You giving them power by calling it what they call it. Don't call it what they call it what the ancestors call it. And get they goddamn dirty, stinking paws off of it. Ain't no North Star. Ain't no North Pole. That comes in with the North taking control. You go to big enough gravity and all that shit. You know damn gravity, we got graphite. You talking about that? I'm talking about nigga over that car. Real shit, cause that nigga the truth. And I'm the truth too. So you got truth. You got truth when you fuck roll that corn and got that coke. Cause that corn come over in that cocaine too. And it belong to us. And I'm like, this bitch, the truth don't need no help. It ain't gonna bend, break, it ain't gonna never fold. You just gotta help the truth stand up. You gotta stand up behind the truth. And support the truth. And then we can get together with people and make it do what it do. And we got so much evidence now, they can't help but respect what we saying, bro. That's why I came on this bitch and talk with some sense today. Because I want y'all to understand that Solomon Temple ain't got no business being in Japan, no counterfeit. If what I'm saying ain't the truth. Now y'all ante up in your mind first. Get your children mind right. Because we need them when they turn 16, 17, 18. We need them to pull their pants up on their ass. Stop turning for their pistol sideways and know what the real fight is. The real fight is these people on our land. Starting with them Native Americans. Starting with them fake ass Native Americans. We can prove without a doubt that we was the oldest civilization on the earth, and we went to civilize the whole world, and the whole world turned in on the Western Plateau. And the Americas is the true divine land. I don't know about no promised land, because that promised land was ran by Phoenicians and Canaanites too. And guess what? That's our bloodline. I said, boom.